Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ning. I'm from Gongsi Co-op as well as Gongsi Academy. So we really welcome you to join us in this afternoon's preview on the workshop titled Unlocking the Potential of Your Body, Uprightness through Yoga Asanas with my teacher, Rangaji Ramachandran. So before I go pass the ball over to Rangaji, I will briefly take your time to introduce what Gongsi is. The Gongsi Co-op is a purpose-driven consumer cooperative. So basically, our intention is not just to consume food products together, but also to showcase to the community that there is such uh, group of people that has this intention towards a healthy a way of life, a healthy way of organic living. So we really hope that through our collective energy and consumption model, we can actually co-create an environment that is healthy for our people, soil, as well as nature. And our vision is really to become a model consumer cooperative that advocates for harmonious ecosystem for people, soil, and nature. And we actually have two big main arms. So Kongsi Co-op is separated into the community-supported agriculture sector, as well as the community-supported education sector. So in a nutshell, if you want to learn more about what we really do, you can also join us at our green carpet, where we will take you on a 1 to 2 hours, 1.5 hours journey to share what Gongsi is trying to co-create. What kind of community do we want as individuals and as communities? So, and the main intention is that through every dollar that we spend, we're actually voting for the world that we want to live in. And this is very important because our money can actually create a lot of ripple effects. But we also need to know how to make the right good choices. And that is actually where our Gongsi Academy comes into. Gongsi Academy's intention is really about a lifelong education in human development and to provide a diverse and humanity-based education that is for individuals. It's not a blanket way of saying that, okay, one size fits all, you follow one way, and then, it's really a lot about our self-awareness, self-observation, and to bring our own gifts onto the plate so that we can fulfill our duties in our lifetime as well. And I would like to share a verse that we are very inspired by as part of Gongsi Academy. You may listen with your heart as I recite for you. Our highest endeavor must be to develop free human beings who are able to, of themselves to impart purpose and direction to their lives. The need for imagination, a sense of truth, and a feeling of responsibility. These three forces are the very nerve of education. And our aspiration as a community is really that every family can have their own gardener, a water inspired teacher, a nutritionist of their own, a caregiver, so that we can take care of our young ones as well as our elderly. And finally is an economist, because how we want to use our resources is really determined by how well we know how to maneuver what we have. And with that also, I would like to share a little bit of why we have uh, invited Rangaji all the way from India uh, to share this very important workshop. So I met Rangaji back during MCO, Movement Lockdown Control. And that time when I first joined Iyengar Yoga's online courses, I thought that I knew quite a little bit of yoga, I thought. And then when Rangaji's class came up, I attended it because I wanted to know what biomechanics is. It's a big word. And I thought like, okay, at the sports movement, it's my first time hearing it, so might as well give it a try. And the funny thing was, on the first class, he only taught us one movement, and then one asana. And I was thinking to myself, and that movement was literally just standing on one leg on the block, and that's it. And I was thinking to myself, actually, Rangaji doesn't know this, but I was scolding in my heart. I was like, what is this class? And I was thinking, how can this one movement help me with asanas, right? Asana is the yoga movement. And basically, it was very interesting because by the end of that class, uh, I felt I felt very different, but it was very I couldn't explain it. So of course, with that, we keep going back, right? Because there was a question that came up in my heart, and I realized that the more I went back to practice for one class, which with only one to two asanas or one or two movements, I built more strength that I have ever done. So I was a sports woman before, and my I would say my gift to you all is that if you would be able to know a little bit about biomechanics when you are doing your sports during your old age or whenever you have the opportunity, then please give yourself this gift to attend one of Rangaji's classes. So with that, I would like to pass the ball over to Rangaji. He can introduce himself a little bit and also share with us what will be going on in this 2 days workshop at Kuala Lumpur.
I have been teaching yoga since 2008 now. So, yeah, more than what is it now, 16, 17 years going on. And I started yoga because of a personal health issue, basically a back injury. So, and I was told yoga will help, and I went into yoga. I did my master's in yoga, and still I couldn't get a proper solution. I was still in pain. Then I decided I need to go deeper, and I went into Iyengar yoga and started practicing more and more asanas. I used to do 3, 4 hours practice every day in the initial days. So, and that was 3 times a week or 4 times a week, every session. So, again, even with all that, I was still in pain. I was mobile, I was much better, I was flexible, but in pain. So I decided I needed to take a different approach. So during which time, during one of my back pain incidents, I happened to meet a physiotherapist who was a sports physiotherapist. And he really opened up my mind to looking at the body differently. So he taught some techniques which made me feel um, less in pain, not completely pain free, but less in pain. So I was really motivated, and I requested him to teach me and train me. So which is what he did. He was kind enough to take me as a student, and he taught me about the human body, the mechanics, the muscles, the movements, everything. And the more I learned, the more I understood that yoga by itself was not enough. I needed to integrate. It has to be an integrative approach. That's what I call it now. An integrative yoga with biomechanics is what I title my what to say approach as, or workshop as, whichever you want to follow. So this was going on, and I moved to Dubai. And 2 years into Dubai, I figured out that I could not depend on my physiotherapist anymore because he was back in India and I'm in Dubai. So I started exploring the exercises myself. And more and more I explored, I researched about how the structure works and everything. I started figuring out solutions for myself. And within a year or so, I completely fixed my back after that. There was no more pain. Until now, there is no pain. The severe crippling pain which I used to have has not come for now almost 8, 9 years. So that's when I knew, okay, I have touched upon something very important and very interesting as well. So I went deep into the mechanics and biomechanics and started learning. And I initially watched a lot of YouTube videos. I didn't get any answers from that. I read a lot of books because many books on the title was there. So I started learning all that and I started applying into yoga. That finally started giving tremendous amount of results. And I started teaching it to my students because if I benefited, they should also benefit. So I started teaching them. And again, sure enough, they all started changing. My approach started changing. They started liking it. So as Ning said, it's very boring classes, but it always gave results. So um, more of the students started remaining with my sessions than constantly changing every year. So the longer, since I've started changing and using this approach, I have only noticed students sticking with me for a longer time. So I now have students who have been training with me for 8 years, 10 years, 12 years, and all. So what has happened? They could see that this is adding value to their life. Yoga is not about a style or a technique or a tradition or this or that. It is value addition to your life. You have to live your life better. Okay. So Ning was quoting about education. So in one great yogi in India named Vivekananda, he made a statement. So education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. We are already perfect, just that we are not exhibiting that perfection. Education is to bring out that perfection. Okay. Education should be in such a way that your imperfect way of leading your life should go to the next level. Okay. That is the goal of yoga. Yoga is to elevate your current life in every way. It's not belonging to the mat alone. So my students interact with me beyond the mat. We have coffee talks, we have trekking talks, to everything. Wherever the mind is applicable, that's where yoga is applicable. It doesn't matter whether it is in a yoga class or not. So from that point of view, I started now realizing that I needed to give these techniques as easy as possible so that age is not a problem. For yoga, typically age is an issue. Um, like they'll say, okay, you can't belong in this class or you can't do that class or whatever. In my sessions, there is no age bar. It's only the intent. If you're able to do, you're going to do that much. If you're more motivated, you will do more. Okay. So the more you do, the more results you get. So it's a very reciprocative process that I teach. The more you put, the more you get. I am just a facilitator. I am not giving something new. I am only enabling you to unlock what you're capable of, or what your body and mind is capable of. That is my role. I'm just a facilitator. Okay. So yeah, that is my standpoint on what I do and what I teach. Because if I explain what I teach, it becomes a very technical thing. And most of you, I assume, either will be very new to yoga, or you have never done yoga, or you have not heard about it. So I don't want to. Even the picture of that flyer is showing a very advanced pose that is not required. So it can even be a simple sitting pose, but if it sit comfortably, that's the goal. So that is what I bring to the sessions. So the intro session that we are planning for the 2 days is for people who have to open their thought process towards this, and for new students who have never done anything before. Okay. Doesn't mean if you're a regular practitioner, you can't come, you are also welcome. Likewise, I'm giving 4 days workshop before this. That is for regular students who have been with me for a long time, or these are doing yoga for a long time, who can gain a lot from these sessions. So you're welcome to explore both. But if you're apprehensive and you're thinking, oh, what will I learn from all this? If you're not sure, then you come for the 2 days first. Get to know, because I keep visiting Malaysia anyway. So, and I keep giving courses on and off regularly throughout the year. So you can attend any of those and start building your self practice. My whole goal is to make you as independent as possible. You can attend the classes. At the same time, you'll learn enough to do something by yourself. Okay. You should not always be teacher dependent. You should not always be a studio dependent person. So only if I go there, I can practice. No, I want to make it simple enough that you can practice at home. Okay. So you will know what all movements can be done. It's a very simplified approach, of course. So the 2 day workshop is aimed at giving 8 poses or 8 techniques, which if done correctly and regularly is more than enough to maintain a normal life. It will not help fix any long-term problems. It can reduce it. But if you're already a fit human being, you're having a regular routine of exercise and this and that 8 poses, which are structured the way I've done, will be more than enough to add a lot of value to your day-to-day life. Okay. That is the short version of the workshop. So I don't think I have have anything else to add because my whole life is practical and my product is practical. I am practical. So if you have any questions, you can always ask. I can clear your doubts. Yeah. No, why I'm saying is solutions can come only when there are questions from people who have an issue. Because if I keep telling whatever I know, it may not be applicable to you. So when you ask questions, it will be much more clear as to who I am addressing, what I am telling, whether it is applicable for everyone or specific to you. I can tell all that. It will be much easier if anyone has any questions. If not, you can always post the questions to Ning and she can forward it to me later. If you have it, if you get any doubts regarding the session, you can clarify that way also. I'm okay with both.
We've been following Rangaji since 2021, and still we have a lot of questions about our own observation of our body, of our biomechanics, and also about yoga sutras. So I really highly recommend that if you have the opportunity, you can take the time off on the 27th and 28th of June. Come and experience it yourself. And for sure, it is definitely actually a lot of my classmates online is yoga teachers. Majority of them are yoga teachers. Yeah. So, and also I'm a beginner. So the class range from very beginners to very experienced yoga teacher, all in the same class. Yeah. So it's definitely very suitable. Maybe Rangaji, you can like
Yeah.
add on to
Everybody can
a
learn
bit.
something to add. Yeah.
Okay.
Your current experience doesn't matter because I'm sure I will
So
have
everything
something
has to do
to add to
with
what you
building.
know already.
So I move
So
with the purpose. I
it
don't
is
think
fine.
my
Anybody can
leg
attend.
has to
There
land
are no
there.
restrictions
I didn't think of that.
unless there
What
are
I did was I
specific
put my
medical
pelvis
conditions.
in a
You
very
let me
stable
know
position.
what
I
is
said, okay,
that,
drop down.
or you can communicate
Only
through me.
instruction.
If you have any
Legs were
medical
taken up to the
issues,
chest.
then I can tell whether you are okay
No
or
pressure
not
in the
to
lower
attend.
back,
That's the
no
only
pressure in the
restriction.
knee,
If you have any
no pressure
medical
in the neck,
conditions,
nothing. So the asana is
I'll
about
put it in the floor.
putting your body in positions where the energy flow is not obstructed.
Wrap the call.
If you create a lot of pull and push
Nothing. It's
force
purely a
within
practical
the
session,
body,
and I would like
that's
to
going
see
to
people.
suck all the energy
And
out and
once
you'll
when you
get tired
experience
very
it,
fast.
you will understand.
Okay?
So there's only so much words can
Not at the
communicate.
speed,
So it will be better that you can
slower.
experience the
Okay?
session.
So if
So
we are moving, you have
yeah,
to
welcome.
actually move it at
Thank
the
you.
speed. As you keep moving, the knee comes in,
Okay.
So, so
full
I'm
extension
sharing
without touching the back. Maintain the
the
pelvic floor and
poster
pull the
as
leg
well
in.
as the QR once more.
Keep coming
And if
forward.
you are keen, please drop me a line and I can share
Okay?
with you the information or the registration link. Oh, all right, thanks.
Mhm.
So we hope to see you on the 27th and 28th at Kuala Lumpur Sanya School. It's actually a Waldorf school that we are also co-creating together so that we can provide more like-minded workshops together. So we hope that you can join us. If you would like to follow us on our learner community for any future classes or any updates on Rangaji's class or so, you can join this WhatsApp group. It's a WhatsApp community group that we often share our information on.